Okay, let's get into it. For those who don't know, you can call me Charlie Chilling, and this is an attempt to tier list what they call Ultimate RPG tier list. And this is going to be very controversial, I believe. So, let's start with shifting these ones that I haven't played. And then we go to Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Now, I am thinking they belong in A. 1 gets a lot of slander, but I think it's actually pretty good. The sense of exploration is actually probably greater than 2, but obviously 2 expands on a lot of things. But there's something I really like about the level 1 journey, if that makes sense. See what I mean? So yeah, big fan of both. I don't quite want to put S though, because I don't really like real time with pause that much. So that knocks it down to A, but they are incredible, so go play them if you can. Moving on, Baroque I have watched a bit of, but I've never played it. Blue Dragon. Breath of Fire, haven't really played enough of. Okay. Okay, there's a lot of these I haven't played. So much for being an RPG VTuber. Chrono Cross. Now here's an interesting one. We'll do Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross at the same time, which I think this is A tier as well. Heresy, I know, a lot of people would put it in S, but I think it is amazing, but it's not S tier amazing. Whereas Chrono Cross, probably C. I haven't got a finish in it, but what I have played, not a massive fan. Maybe it will go up to B if I replay it, I don't know. Great music though, soundtrack's like S tier. Okay, Dragon Age 2, oh gosh, put in D. Origins, C. Don't like Origins that much, but it's probably the best out of the series. Inquisition, E. If there was an F, I'd put it in there. Maybe 2 belongs in E as well. I like 2 more than Inquisition. Not sure. I remember when Dragon Age Origins came out and everyone was hailing it as like the big new thing, and it was decent, but I didn't like it that much. It felt like, oh, we have Baldur's Gate at home or something. But yeah, we'll go with that for now. Dark Cloud 2, don't know. Dark Cloud, don't know. Dark Souls, S. Easily S tier. Anyone who says, oh, it's old, oh, it's clunky, oh, wow. I think it's more intentional than clunky. You have to think about what you're doing and commit. There's none of this, ooh, dodgy. Spam R1 kind of deal. So yeah, I think that belongs in S. And here's another controversial one. I think 2 is pretty good, so we'll put it in B tier. Meanwhile, 3 is probably D tier. That's going to get a lot of people angry, but I didn't like 3 at all. I can't even explain why I didn't like 3. I'm going to probably change the category to just chatting. So anyone who's watching in post, I am doing this live. So if anyone pops in chat, that's why. But yeah, Dark Souls 1 pretty good. 2 not as good. but it does a few things unique that get some brownie points, whereas Dark Souls 3 didn't like it. Anyway, what's this? Deltarune. Isn't that the Undertale sequel? I haven't played it. Demon Souls. A tier. Or is it S? I like these two a lot. In fact, yeah, we'll leave that in S tier because I think there's a real... The level layouts are pretty spectacular. I still think it's slightly below maybe Dark Souls 1. Hard to say. One day I might prefer one, the other day I might prefer the other. But yeah, that's what we're going with. Deus Ex Human Revolution, didn't play it. Invisible War, didn't play it. Original Deus Ex, want to play a lot. I need to get around to it. Mankind Divided, didn't play. Diablo 2 S tier. What hasn't been said about Diablo 2? The whole genre peaked with Diablo 2. Even Path of Exile is trying to be Diablo 2. So yeah. 3, E tier. D. I had a bit of fun with it. But at the end of the day, it just didn't stand up with 2. Speaking of which, A for Diablo 1. Huge fan. The only thing that pulls it back is probably the lack of classes and stuff like that. But the random dungeon, very good. David Brevik, the creator, he had a team behind him, but he's the main guy people know. Wanted to make it turn-based, but the entire office, well, not the entire office, I think a large proportion of the office was not on board with that, so we ended up getting real time, which is probably the best idea they had, even though I am more of a turn-based enjoyer. I think real time is what set it apart, you know, from what else was going on at the time. And it's essentially a more graphical roguelike. So yeah, we like that. Divinity. I didn't play it enough to really rank it, so we'll put it there. Original Sin 2. I've tried it multiple times. I want to put it in D, but I feel like if I gave it more, it'd probably be a C. There's something about the setting that that doesn't really click with me, you know? It really tries to do something interesting, like moving boxes around and you can stack them and all this stuff, but yeah, not quite my cup of tea. Haven't played any of the dot hacks. I would like to someday though. I don't know when. Dragon Quest X, that's the MMO that never came to the West. 11, this is gonna go up in A tier, I think. Is that 11? That is 11. These images are really small. Am I zoomed in? No, I'm not. We can zoom in though. Doesn't really help much. Yeah, really liked Dragon Quest 11, but it just dragged on, and I felt like it ended like 3 times, and it still kept going on. But I did enjoy it pretty much the whole journey. I would highly recommend it if you like a more, I wouldn't say basic or simple, but a more traditional turn-based JRPG. So big thumbs up for that. Dragon Warrior, which is Dragon Quest 1. I haven't played that enough. We'll put those in haven't played. 3 I like a lot, but I haven't. played enough of to really judge. This is going to be really busy down here. Let's put all the Dragon Quest here because I haven't really given enough of a chance. 7, I got the demo of the new one and it's very promising. I might have to get that, so we'll put that into want to play. Along with Dragon Quest 3, because that one is pretty good.
ストリート非暴リムのスローグレネードありがとうございます。
Hello, Habbo. Nice grenade. Ah, you stinky lurker. Well, we are doing a tier list for fun, and I feel like it's gonna annoy a lot of people, especially that Dark Souls 3 placement. Ooh. I think the worst thing about Dark Souls 3 is that I can't even explain why I don't like it. So yeah. Dragon Quest 8, haven't played it. 9, I like 9 a lot. Let's stick that in A tier. I really like how you can create your own hero and then hire 3 additional heroes. Well, not heroes, but hirelings, and it was a lot of fun. I heard 3 is similar. Where is Dragon Quest 3? I want to put it into want to play. 4, 2, 1, 5, 6. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Want to play. Didn't like Dark Souls 3 very much. No, I don't know. It just felt... The difficulty felt way off compared to Dark Souls and Demon Souls to me. It's kind of weird. And the layout, the level design didn't feel quite as good either. So yeah, I'll put it there. Dragon's Crown. This is meant to be an RPG tier list. And I wouldn't really classify this as an RPG. It is, but I did enjoy it, especially the character designs. Like, you've got a wide variety. Dragon's Crown is more of a beat 'em up with RPG elements, yeah. I didn't make this, I didn't choose the candidates, I just found the ultimate RPG tier list maker. So we're doing whatever they're giving me. Drakengard 3, also known as Dragoon 3. I would put it in S tier based on story. The voice acting, Japanese, is amazing. Plot, visuals, already good, but it suffers a little bit from those controls and performance if you're playing it on original hardware. So we'll demote it to A tier, I think. Yeah? Sounds good. Pepsi, ingest it into me. Drakengard 1. That kind of suffers the same fate, but it's even worse in terms of gameplay and stuff. B, we'll put it in. I really want to put it higher because it's such an amazing story and characters. But that gameplay XX, is it XX or is it square triangle? Square triangle? It's like Dynasty Warriors, but even more boring. I like Dynasty Warriors, for the record. Then again, maybe I just didn't didn't play it enough. But yeah, we'll stick it in B. I want to put it higher, but yeah, gameplay kind of holds it back a little bit. Very good story though. I would recommend anyone to check up on that. There's a good channel called Klemps, I think it is. He's a very cool guy. He's covered all of Drakengard and Nier. Dynasty Warriors is alright, better if you have a buddy. Indeed. Which is a shame because none of the Steam versions have multiplayer as far as I know. Maybe they've got couch co-op, but wouldn't it be amazing if they made a modern Dynasty Warriors that had online co-op? I think they need to do that. That would be good. Anyway, Etrian Odyssey series, I have played a little bit of them, but not enough to give them a fair judging. So we'll put them in haven't played. It's kind of right up my alley, like the whole dungeon crawler, party building. But I don't really like the classes that they have. They feel too esoteric, if that's the right word. Just give me some, fighters and clerics and stuff, not like the fancy classes that they've got in that. It feels too complicated. Etrian Odyssey. Eternal Sonata I played very briefly, so we'll put that in there. Fable 2. Now this is going to be a controversial one, but I kind of liked Fable 2. We'll put it in B tier. Sadly, I don't think there's any way of playing it in 2026 other than on an Xbox 360. Correct me if I'm wrong. I only played 1 and 3, and 3 was terrible. Yeah, I did not like 3 at all. In fact, we'll put that in like E tier. I'm tempted to go D because I did have a little bit of fun with it, but nah. Stick it in E. Magic was literally just a different kind of range weapon, yeah. And I think the main story was over in like 6 hours or something. And then you just had to choose between... What was the choice? It was like amass money, be evil, or save the world and lose all your money or something. I don't know. I didn't like it enough to really care about it. But yeah. Fable 1, I have not played it. I've seen a lot of it, and I think it's important, probably. It's kind of classic. So it'd probably rank quite highly if I did play it. But I cannot judge it. Final Fantasy X-2. Now, I think it's really, really good. We're going to put it in A tier. It's not quite as good as 10, but it is really good, I think. I hear a lot of complaints. Oh, it's not serious enough. Oh, it's too girly. And you're complaining about that? I like how silly it is. I like how, dress sphere, 3 cool ladies. What's not to love? Defense against the primary moral quandary was also completely a non-issue. You can make more than enough money to fund the entire invasion. Yeah. I always found it funny how Fable games you can just rent out places or something and just amass money. Here we go. Final Fantasy X goes straight into S tier because it is in contest for my favorite in the series. Anybody who moans about 10, you are a smelly sausage. I don't know how anyone couldn't like 10. It is so good. Also, Silly is good. I like Silly. Yeah, Silly is amazing. And it does get kind of serious towards the end. And if you get the 100%, it's got a very cool ending. So, yeah. Maybe it doesn't deserve A tier, I don't know. I feel like there should be an extra line in here, F, where we can spread these out a bit more. I feel too scared to give anything an S tier, really. I like how Doom Guy has a placeholder name and his primary motivation is they murdered his rabbit, yeah. Anyone calling him Doomslayer is just too young, clearly. His name is Doom Guy. And he raises his eyebrows looking from left to right. Like this. I think my glasses are too shiny for that, sorry. Anyhow, 12. I am going to... Doomsday is too edgy and trying too hard. Yeah, I've only watched the new Doom games and not played them, so I can't really judge them, but there's something about them that just feels too like this, trying too hard to be like, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to try one to properly judge it someday. Nonsensical law they made up. I don't know about that. I don't think law is really required for a Doom game. It's about shooting demons. Who needs a reason? Anyway, 12. I want to put in A tier. Controversial, I know. Sebi Webbs would probably be upset at me for that. But I really like it. It scratches that sort of MMO-ish gameplay to me. I like the characters. The story is a bit on the not that interesting side, but it's really fun going out and getting overpowered gear early and just being a gamer like that, I guess. I think there's a knife you can get right at the beginning from poaching a wolf. And it can carry you for the next several hours at least. Anyone complaining about Van? You can do a lot of that in Dark Souls 1 if you have the Master Key. Yeah, I know you can go get that. Is it Astora's straight sword, which is pretty good? If you've got the stats to use it anyway. But yeah, 12, big fan. Especially the Zodiac Age, which gives you a selection of jobs instead of just the board, whatever that's called. For some reason, the name is escaping me. It's like job board or career board. Can't remember. But yeah, good game. Like 12 a lot. It is quite a controversial, divisive one, but I do like it. I feel like I'm backing myself into a corner here by putting everything in A tier. Anyway, what do we have next? What is this? I don't even recognize this. Oh, Revenant Wings, didn't play it. Wasn't that on DS only? Oh, anything related to 13 goes straight to E tier. Hate it. And 15 straight in E tier. I put in F. Can I make F tier? I think it deserves its own tier of being terrible. I can move them, but I can't add a new one. 13 was the one that was mocked for being a corridor, yeah, and the main character was called Lightning. I think 13 had better characters than 15. And 15 had a slightly more fun gameplay than 13, but they were still pretty... Let's just say I bought a new console for 13 and it was one of the biggest regrets of my life. The battles played themselves until they didn't. Like halfway through the game, suddenly you've now got to actually, press some buttons. What? You really? But how? I keep saying that I need to give it another try someday because I feel like it's been nearly 20 years, hasn't it? What was it? 2009? When did it come out? Yeah, 2009. Not quite 20 years, but it's getting up there. So yeah, might give it another chance one day. But from what I remember, did not like it whatsoever. I'm tempted to put it D just because the characters are better than 15's, but no. Oh, Diablo, go back up there. Did I just move something? No. SRW30 is so easy that it can literally play itself. I don't know what SRW30 is. I remember you mentioning it before, but... Final Fantasy 2? I'm assuming they mean 4 with this. I like 4 a lot. I'm going to put it in B tier because I feel like... Let's move 10-2 to B tier because I need to spread myself a bit wider. No, I don't know. Let's put them in A. A is going to be a massive, tier. Super Robot Wars. Okay, I remember you saying. I remember now. I'm afraid I can't really talk about it because I don't really know anything about it. FF6. Ooh. Yeah, we'll do it A tier. Upon replaying it last year, I just didn't like it nearly as much as I thought I did, but it is still timeless and amazing. We might have to do a FF tier list at some point so I can really more granularly. Pixel remaster, yeah. People complain about the pixel remasters, but they're fine. I didn't have any complaints about them. That's a nice new outfit. Thanks. I needed something more casual. I can't see though, so I put my glasses on. The After Years didn't play it, but it feels like one of those straight to DVD sequels that Disney gets. Like, oh, who asked for this 20 years later? What is this? I don't even know what this is. Mostly played the PS1 port of 6. Loading times because CDs. Yes, I first played FF6 on emulator because it didn't release in my country. And then eventually they released it on PS1 and it was decent, but the load times were terrible. Absolutely terrible. I don't even know what this game is. This is... Can I maybe... I don't know what that is. If it's 1, A tier. But I don't know what it is. Can I maybe... I don't know. First time I saw 6, you were at a buddy's house and he was emulating the SNES version. Yeah, I think that's the way a lot of people first experienced it, especially in Europe, because as far as I'm aware, it didn't have a PAL release. Correct me if I'm wrong. A 3-minute ad break is coming. Ah, no. Well, got a link to that tier list. I will place it in the Discord. In general. There you go. Enjoy. And for those watching at home, join the Discord if you want. You don't have to. It's a bit quiet at the minute. Anyway, 5. I'm going to put in S tier because it's one of my favorites. I kind of want to put it in A because the job system is kind of perfected in 5. Story is not particularly amazing, but it doesn't have that many flaws either. So maybe we'll put it in A tier. A tier is really populated. Maybe we'll drop something to B tier, but I don't feel like anything deserves B tier. I don't know. Yeah, big fan of 5. We'll leave it in A tier. 6. Okay, we've got 6 here and 3, so we'll just get rid of 3 because they're the same game. Crisis Core I thought was absolutely terrible, not needed whatsoever. Why did you even make this? Like, who needed to know about Zack? He wasn't that important. Correct me if, I'm wrong, but it was all made up just to sell another game, it felt like to me. Plus, they made his death out to be more grand and flashy than it actually was in 7, so yeah. Don't like Crisis Core. Wasn't needed. Felt absolutely... I did try it on PSP. I didn't get that far in it, but then I watched the rest, so fake gamer, I guess, but did not like it at all. Dirge of Cerberus, also E tier. Not needed. It was slightly better than Crisis Core, but it wasn't good enough to put in anything other than E tier, I want to say. Who needed... You sound like a grumpy old man. I am a grumpy old man. Leave me alone. 7, straight into S tier. We recently finished it, and it was just as good as I remembered. It is a bit overrated, I will say, but it is also undeniably really good at the same time. Like, people rate it as like an 11 out of 10, but it's like a 9.5 out of 10 or something. So yeah, stick that in S tier. It deserves it. 8. Ooh, it would be in A tier, but the level scaling, I don't understand why they decided to make the monsters level scale with you. You could argue that you can just become strong anyway by junctioning everything, but I like being able to out-level the monsters and feel that level of progression, if that makes sense. And when they level up with you, it kind of takes that away. So yeah, very good, but held back by a few things. Whereas 9 goes straight into S tier because it's one of my favorites. Buddy of yours at school was bewildered that I was able to beat the giant cactar at 30 because he didn't know about level scaling. Yeah, I didn't know about level scaling when I first played it either. I mean, I was like 9 or 10 when it came out, I think. Or 8, I don't know. Probably below 10, I want to say. But yeah. Only knew because I had a magazine. Oh, you cheater. You stinky cheater. FF1. Now, out of the first 3, 1 is probably my favorite. So we're going to put that in A tier. If it was just the NES/Famicom version, I'd probably drop it a bit because it is hard. Where's 4? I think this is 4 because it says 2. So I'm assuming that's the American version. There is this purple one, which I think might be 4, but I'm not sure. I don't know what one this is. I feel like a fake fan. I don't know what this icon is. Which is the one that had that super hard secret boss, some robot thing? Well, you've got Omega in 5, which is a super secret robot thing, but then you've got War Machine in FF1, which is a very rare encounter in the Wind Fortress or whatever it's called. Yeah. FF1 Wind Fortress. Flying Fortress, sorry. I've heard it be called multiple things. Floating Castle, yeah. But yeah. Very small chance of encountering it. I encountered it on our stream of FF1, and it was a bit disappointing. I think we killed it in one turn or something. I really overestimated its power. Anyway, Lightning Returns. Can I even rank it E because I didn't play much of it? I can, surely. I didn't play 13.2 either. So let's put it in haven't played. I can't really judge it, but based on how much I hated 13, I can imagine. I played a bit of Lightning Returns. It's slightly better than 13, but there's like a timer attached to the game, which is a big red flag. Big red flag for any game, really. The only game that I liked that has a timer is probably Fallout. Did you just say FF13 has a global timer? No, Lightning Returns does. I think you get X amount of hours to save the world or something. I can't remember. Yeah. I don't know what one this is. I can't tell which one this is. So I'm going to leave it in haven't played. Fallout 1 and 2, yes. S tier, and then A tier. 2 is just like... I hear some people don't like 2 because it's sillier than 1. And while that is true, it loses a few points. I think it's better in other ways that puts it ahead. It's like a 1 step back, but 3 steps forward kind of deal. I haven't played it in a long time though, so it might be worth a stream someday. You never know. I tried playing it a few years ago, but I couldn't get it to run nicely on Windows 10 or 11, whatever I was using. Most of the silliness in 2 is the special encounters. Yeah, kind of. I don't think you can turn them off though. Oh, here we go. We have 3 and 4. 4 is going into D tier, and 3 is going to go into C tier. 4, I was kind of excited for it. But then it was just like... I know a buddy who's a huge Fallout nerd. He probably knows how to get it to play nicely on Windows 10. Yeah. If I really did some research, I can probably get it to run nicely. But yeah, Fallout 4. It has some fun things, but I think it leans too much into the shootery side of things, and I hate the fixed protagonists. The fact that you're kind of locked into these 2 people who canonically have jobs and canonically have a son. I kind of prefer my games where you can, make your own story up as you go along, if that makes sense. You could do that, I suppose, but it's always in the back of my mind. Oh, gotta find the son. Even though you can technically ignore your son forever. But yeah, we're gonna leave that in D. Might even be E, but no. We'll put it up in D. 3 I liked quite a lot. I like the setting more than New Vegas, believe it or not. Speaking of New Vegas, I'll put that into... I hate to put a Bethesda game into A tier, but it is pretty good. Not quite as good as a lot of people make it out to be, but it is pretty good. I never really find myself pursuing the main story, like with every Bethesda game. But I do enjoy roaming the sandbox. So yeah. I like 3's setting more, like I just said, the city built up area, the more urban place, but that doesn't give it a leg up over New Vegas, so there we go. Golden Sun, didn't play. Look at this fake gamer who hasn't played any of these. I don't even know what that is. Jade Empire, Jeanne d'Arc, nope. Grandia 1 is pretty good, really. Might have to put that on the list someday. Kingdom Come. I played a bit of that. Let me check Steam, actually. Kingdom Come. I played 38 hours, apparently. It didn't film that long. But I like that a lot. I might put it in B tier. It had a few issues. Maybe the sequel will be A tier. I need to play that someday. But for now, we'll leave it in B tier. I really like the realistic, grounded historicalness of it. That was pretty amazing. I'd love to see more games that are more like historical or low fantasy at least. So yeah, we'll leave that there. Kingdom Hearts, I want to say D tier or C tier. I have beaten it. The combat's kind of fun. but I do not like the plot or the Disneyfication. Can you grind in KCD? Like, do enemies and resources respawn? I'm not sure. I think so. Although I couldn't give you a definite answer on that. I do like the main character though, he's funny. And the actor who played him is doing some streams he's very entertaining to watch. I can't remember what his name is. His name is Tom, I think. Let's just find that quick. Tom KCD. Tom McKay, there he goes. He's playing KCD 1 and 2 on stream. Very entertaining fella. Highly recommended. Anyway, Kingdom Hearts 2, I liked 2 a little bit more than 1. So maybe we'll put 1 in D and 2 in C. There we go. 3 didn't play, heard it's bad though. Is that 3? I don't know. Let's put all the other Kingdom Hearts games in haven't played. KOTOR 2. Can I really judge KOTOR 2 when I haven't played it that much? Did they model the character after him? You mean Tom? Yeah, they did. It's kind of funny. We've got a lot to go. Oh, God. I feel like I haven't played enough KOTOR 2 to judge it. Or 1. Oh, that's old. That's an MMO. That's not KOTOR 1, is it? Is it? Knights of the Old... No, that is the first one. Never mind. I haven't played enough of them to judge them, so we're going to put them in haven't played. Let's put it in want to play. Okay. I need to give it another chance. Final Fantasy 3. We've got 6 up here already, so we don't have to bother with that. Where's Arcanum? It might not be on this list, you know? Surprising. Anyway, Kudelica. This is easily A tier. Big fan of Kudelica and Shadow Hearts. The acting is honestly S tier. But it's a little bit slow, which I don't mind. Yeah, I'm surprised Arcanum's not on here. I would probably put it in A tier, but I haven't played enough of it. Yeah, Kudelica, big fan. It's like set in the real world. In Wales, I believe. But there's spooky supernatural things going on. Very fun turn-based JRPG. I think the guy who made it wanted it to be more survival horror, but it ended up being like a horror-themed JRPG, so very cool. Legend of Dragoon, that's on my want to playlist. I think Igor from Discord is a big fan of that. So, excited to try that. Ever played Gorky 17, survival horror SRPG? I have not. I heard the name a lot though. Dragon Slayer, never heard of it. Haven't heard of these either. Legend Heroes, don't know any of these. I've played Trails of Cold Steel for a few hours, but I cannot judge it, so we'll leave it in haven't played. All the Trails games I haven't given enough. Haven't played any of these. Mountain Blade. Warband is really good. So I'm going to put it in A tier, especially if you mod it. Can I judge it based on mods or not? Probably. Since no one plays Warband unmodded. I usually just play it as a mercenary and not actually conquer anything. You had a buddy who absolutely adored Trails in the Sky 1. I have tried 1, but I didn't quite get on with it that much. I heard there's a remake of it, and I'm usually against remakes, but it looks pretty good. Maybe we'll try that someday. Maybe we can put it on want to play list like that. Is that the one? Or is that Trails in the Sky? I don't know. Put them both on there, it's fine. Mario, Luigi, Bowser's side. You know me, I'm not a Nintendo player. Oh, the Mass Effect trilogy. Ooh. I do like me some Mass Effect 1. That can go straight into A tier. However, I didn't like 2 as much. Heresy, I know. Stick it in B tier. They leaned hard on the shooter pew 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 side of things. And while a lot of people like that, I'm more of the RPG nerd when it comes to Mass Effect. So yeah. And 3, I'm tempted to put it into A with 1 because I had a lot of fun with it. But let's put it in B with 2. The multiplayer is probably A tier though. I played so much of the multiplayer of that, which is weird because it didn't need multiplayer, but it was super addictive for some reason. Mass Effect Andromeda. Oh, yuck. It goes straight into E tier. Who? Why? Yeah, enough said. Maybe we'll put D tier. It wasn't irredeemable. It was just like really. No, we'll leave it in E tier. Is this? I don't know what that is, so they can go in there. Don't know what they are. Might and Magic 10. Oh, this is one of my favorite franchises. It might be Phantasy Star. I'm not sure. But then I'd imagine Phantasy Star will be written with katakana, and that's a load of kanji. So I don't know. Not sure. Image is too small for me to read it. I can probably read that katakana there, but anyway, Might and Magic 10 E tier. No, yeah, E tier. It ruined the series. Actually, no, we'll put it in D tier. Because at least it's not as bad as 9, which goes straight in at E tier. The actual... Why? It was so bad. However, 2... I want to put it A tier, but A tier is pretty stacked. And as much as I like the visuals of 2, it is pretty basic / ancient. 3 is probably in A tier along with both of the Zine games. That sort of trilogy of 3, 4, 5 are kind of the same-ish game, just with minor differences. 6-man party CRPG with some dungeon crawling goodness thrown in. You can get to some insane levels. XP is flowing. Highly recommended. I like some aspects of 2 more. Why is MM10 in D? Because it was awful. Did you play MM10? It didn't even feel like a Might and Magic game anymore. It felt like, look, we own this IP and let's make a new one. You think you might have played 9? Yeah, 9. I picked up 9 after playing 6 back in the day and thinking, wow, they made a new one. It's going to be amazing. I loved 6 so much. And I didn't play 7 or 8 at the time because I guess they hadn't come out. Or, well, they had come out, but for some reason we could never find them in shops. Because remember when you had to go to shops to buy games? And if it wasn't on the shelf, you're out of luck. Yeah, I think 6 goes straight into S tier along with 7. They are both amazing. We started 6 on stream, but it's so long, so colossus, we kind of trailed off. Maybe one day we'll go back to it. Weird to say about something that I just put in S tier, but it truly is one of the best RPGs of that style, I want to say. I think Wizardry is probably... I like probably more. But sometimes you just want to sit down and shoot some goblins, whereas Wizardry, you got to think about it a bit more. 8. I don't like 8 as much. We'll put that in B tier. I hate how you start with one character instead of making your whole party. However, it is really useful because you can use MM8 to play 6 and 7 with the merge mod, which is a fun way to play it. You can play all 3 in the same engine. Wow, amazing. Might Magic 1, I'll put that in with 2. I don't think they deserve a C tier. Or does it? Not sure. We'll leave it there. Earthbound. Am I allowed to judge Earthbound? I've only played like half of it. I don't suppose you've ever heard of that genre referred to by that name. Blobber, yeah. Blobber is like a surefire way to know if I'm interested, because I like pretty much all blobbers, except for controversial, I know, Lands of Lore. I just didn't like the whole you can't make your party. You have to pick one of these dudes. And if you don't like it, tough. Earthbound, I want to put into A tier, but I haven't finished it. In fact, I don't think I've even got halfway through it. So I want to put it in haven't played, along with Mother and Mother 3. I don't even know what this is. Muramasa, I think it says. Nier Automata. I don't even think that classifies as an RPG, but I'm putting it in S tier because I love anything Yoko Taro does. So right into S tier. Void on Discord is like, I don't want to have to play the same game 3 times. But it's not the same game 3 times. Each route is different. Sure, the A and B are kind of similar, but you playing it from different perspectives and you learn more, and yeah, it's not the same playthrough. He's a bit silly like that, yeah. Love Nier Automata, very good. Nier Gestalt. I'm going to count this as Replicant because I don't see Replicant on here. And I is Replicant on here? I don't know. Either way, it's kind of the same game, but Gestalt's got a worse protagonist. I'm going to put that in S tier as well because just pretend that's Nier Replicant. I like it more than Automata, but I think they both deserve S tier though. Some of the best stories I've ever experienced in games, and the gameplay is fine too. Not quite S tier gameplay, but at least A+. But it makes up for it with the music and story and stuff like that, so yeah, S tier. Ni no Kuni didn't play. Ni no Kuni didn't play. Neo. It's a shame 2 and 3 aren't on here, because I love 2. But Neo 1 didn't like quite as much. I'll put it in B tier. If it was 2, S tier. But since it's 1 only, stay in B tier. Radical Dreamers, I heard that was a VN, not an RPG. I thought it was a visual novel or something. Neverwinter Nights, this is a hard one. I really like it as a construction kit / online game, but the base campaign it comes with is pretty not great. So, not sure. Maybe we can just put it in B tier. The main campaign kind of lets it down. But based on the online only, probably S or A tier. There's so many really cool persistent worlds on the online. I do like it a lot. Neverwinter Nights 2. I haven't played enough of it, but I have given it a few chances. I want to say D, but if I played more of it, it would probably go to C. I tried to play Neverwinter Nights 1 with a buddy of mine, but he wasn't interested in talking to any of the NPCs at all. Yeah, you can kind of play it as a hack and slash, but you do need to chat with people too. I don't know about Neverwinter Nights 2. I feel like I've played it enough to judge it, so we'll just leave it in C, I guess. Odin Sphere, haven't played it, but I've heard it's good. Pandora's Tower, I haven't never heard of it. Deadfire, I haven't played enough of it. Pillars of Eternity, this is a controversial one. I think it's like a C. Maybe a B, but I'm going to leave it at C. Maybe when it gets the turn-based mode, it'll go to B or A even. Odin Sphere is easily one of the best PS2 games ever. Ah. Well, maybe I'll put it into want to play then. There we go. Torment. Oh. This is one of them S tier stories with like a D tier gameplay. Apparently Pillars of Eternity turn-based mode is live now. Ah, nice. So where does this go? The S tier story, but with the D tier gameplay. Maybe we stick it in B tier. Someone's going to be really mad at me for that. Like, you watch a long play of it, easily S tier. But having to actually play it? Ooh, not me. Plus, fixed protagonist is a bit of a turn-off as well. Yeah, I fully recognise how amazing it is, but personally, I don't enjoy playing it. I think the writing for Torment makes it an S tier easy. Okay, we'll put it in A tier then, just to keep you happy. I just don't want A tier to be so populated. Mario, don't like Mario. Get out of here. Path of Exile. It's like Diablo 2, but not as good. And a really convoluted, complicated endgame. So we'll put it in B tier. With A tier for B tier for being too complicated for my small brain. Potentially A tier. Pokemon Black, didn't play it. Black, didn't play it. Diamond and Pearl, didn't play it. Emerald. I did play Silver, but we'll put Crystal into S tier because it's my favourite in the entire series. Silver we'll put in haven't played, even though I have. I don't feel like putting every single Pokemon game on here. Platinum, I played that one. It's like a B tier game. Red and Blue, I played Blue first. And it is amazing, but the fact that Crystal pretty much has all of Blue in it, like, elevates it above. So yeah. Love Crystal so much. Red and Blue, also pretty epic. I remember seeing this meme where it compares how the target demographic for Pokemon is kids, but it's mostly played by older people, whereas COD is the opposite. True. I know plenty of young people who play Pokemon though. I'm too old for modern Pokemon. The last one I actually had any fun with was Platinum, I think. I tried Sun, didn't like it that much. I tried Shield, didn't like it that much. I think I tried X or Y and didn't like them that much. Ruby and Sapphire, didn't play them enough to judge. Sun and Moon, it was alright. Let's put it in C tier. I didn't finish it though. Ultra Moon, don't know. X and Y, I don't remember them enough. Yellow is basically the same as Red and Blue, just you gotta use a Pikachu. Princess Crown, never played it. Phantasy Star, I want to play 1 someday. Phantasy Star, Radiant Historia, Radiant Risen, Radical Dreamers, Risen, Rogue Galaxy, Sultan. FF Adventure, not really. My haven't played is looking very big. Secret of Mana. I am a big fan of the Mana series. Let's put it in A tier. The only thing with stopping it from being like S tier is maybe because Seiken Densetsu 3 is better. The remake is also amazing. Charlie's clearly not a Vanillaware fan. I don't even know what they make. Did they make Dragon's Crown? Legend of Mana didn't play it. Dawn of Mana didn't play it. Shadow Hearts Covenant is going right in at S tier because it's one of my favourite games of all time. And we'll put Shadow Hearts 1 up there as well because they come as a pair. Spoilers in a couple of seconds, but the bad ending of 1 leads into 2, and then one of the endings of 2 leads into 1's good ending. It's like a loop. It's pretty amazing. Tales from the New World. I really want to play it. I've heard it's bad. I gave it a try once, but didn't get far enough to judge it, so we'll put it into want to play. Everyone says it's just worse than the first 2. Princess Crown, Odin Sphere, Muramasa, Dragon's Crown, 13 Sentinels, Unicorn Overload, Grim Grimoire. I've heard of Unicorn Overload, but I've heard it's console only. Is that true? Don't even know what that is. Haven't played that. Don't know what that is. Don't know what this is. Don't know what that is. There's going to be a lot of haven't played, I'm afraid. I'm assuming these are all Shin Megami Tensei games. I think I played Persona 1 and 2 on PSP very briefly. Not enough to judge them. Persona 3 is pretty good. Let's put it in B tier. No, A tier. A tier. Just because I want to put 4 in S tier, because 4 is my favourite Persona game. And Persona 5 fans are going to hate me, but that can go in A tier with 3. They made one of the characters black for no reason in the original localization of Persona 1. I didn't mind that. He was kind of funky and cool. I mean, I would have preferred them to leave it untouched, but it didn't bother me that much. Look at all these Persona spin-offs. Oh, don't know what that is. What's that? Star Ocean 1, want to play. I love Star Ocean, but haven't been able to get into the first one very much. Now 2, however, is really good. I want to put it in like A tier. And then here's a controversial one. Star Ocean 3, didn't like it as much. I have a lot of nostalgia for it because I had it on PS2. The PSP remake of 1 is better than the original, yeah. But they haven't brought it to PC yet. Despite bringing the remake of 2 to PC. Star Ocean 4, now that's probably my favourite in the series, but I don't think it quite deserves S tier. Just emulate it, okay. SO2's dubbing was so bad, that's why I played it in Japanese. The Japanese cast is pretty amazing too. SO2 Seiyus. Who did they get? Oh, okay. I'm not too familiar with these voice actors, actually. Oh, Hiroki Tochi. He's pretty great. And I got Tomoe Hamba for Velch. The original PS1 release didn't have Japanese audio. No, true, yeah. There's some good names in here, but yeah, there we go. What's next? Star Ocean 5? Didn't play it. I think it's stuck on Xbox or PS3 or something. Fractured But Whole. Fractured But Whole is pretty good, and I'm a South Park fan. But I didn't finish it. We'll put it in A tier. I think Stick of Truth was slightly worse. We'll put that in B tier. Which is weird though, because I usually like the whole D&D fantasy more than the superhero thing. But the superhero thing was just more fun for some reason. Not sure why that is. Suikoden, haven't played the series, but I've heard it's really good, so we'll put it into want to play. I think I had 4, and it was pretty awful, so we'll put that in E. I can't really judge it because I haven't played it in like 25 years. But I remember being really disappointed with it. Suikoden. System Shock 1 and 2, I'm going to put them in want to play because I hear how legendary they are, but haven't gotten around to it. Want to play them very much. Might have to make a stream of it, along with Deus Ex. I hear these 3 are kind of like a legendary ImSim trilogy or something. Trilogy? That's not even a word. It is now. Arena. Okay, we're on the controversial Elder Scrolls trilogy now. While we're at it, we can put Oblivion and Skyrim in E. Elder Scrolls fans, come at me. Meanwhile, Morrowind can go right in at S tier because it is the final and best in the series. Arena is rough, but it's still a pretty fun adventure, so we're going to put it in B. If there was like a kind of a control update to it, maybe, kind of like how Daggerfall's got Unity, put Daggerfall in A tier. Even though if you asked me a few years ago, I'd have put it alongside Morrowind. It is just a dungeon crawler. You can spend all your time in the towns if you want, but the meat of the game is in the massive dungeons. Unity mode has got a smaller dungeons option, which I quite like. So you only spend an hour in the dungeon instead of 7. There's also some fun mods that you can get for that. Just don't use Dream because it doesn't look like Daggerfall anymore, in my opinion. Use it if you want. Not judging. The Last Story. I've never heard of it. Sessions FE. Never heard of it. Tales of the Abyss. This is a series I haven't really played at all, so we're going to put it in there. Tales of Destiny. Eternia. Graces. Blah-de-blah. Blah-de-blah. Berseria. I tried, but didn't play enough of it to judge. Torchlight 1 and 2, they're kind of like, you know, decent Diablo clones, I want to say. But I always find while I'm playing them, I feel like I may as well just be playing Diablo right now. That's how I feel about most Diablo likes. I'm like, why am I not just playing the real thing right now? Grim Dawn, Path of Exile, whatever Diablo likes can you think of? Last Epoch, I think it's called. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of fun, but why am I not playing Diablo 2? I could be playing Diablo 2 right now. Anyway, more Tales games. I played quite a bit of Arise, and that was alright. I feel like a massive fake gamer putting so many of them in not played. Ooh, the Ultima series. I am a big fan of Ultima. 4, 5, and 6 probably go in A tier. 4 is an interesting one because the goal isn't to like beat a bad guy, it's to become an avatar of values, which I think is a really cool idea. It's a little bit dated, but not too dated for me. If you're gonna play it, I recommend the Sega Master System version of it because it just makes things really convenient. 5 is kind of more of 4, but it's a lot harder. And then 6 is shinier, and the combat's not in a instance anymore, which is kind of cool. 7, I like 7 a lot. Like, it's one of them cases where the world puts it a step forward, but the combat brings it back down again because it's one of them auto-play type combat systems where you just let them get on with it. You gear up your team and then just watch them. I mean, I'm tempted to B tier it, but the world and interactions and plot kind of makes up for it, I want to say. I'm glad to see the Wizardry series on here as well. We're going to have to look at that in a minute. Ultima 1, I haven't played it, but it is groundbreaking. So these are like A tier, but I haven't played them. Serpent Isle probably just goes along with 7 because it's kind of more of the same. Just, yeah. Pagan, oh no. 8 and 9 can go into E tier. 8 removes pretty much everything that made the series good, in my opinion, and tries to turn it into like an action platformer almost. It's kind of sad. I might put 9 into D tier. It was pretty awful, but at least it wasn't pagan awful. I had a lot of fun with it as a kid, just like pretending that it wasn't ruining Ultima. Like, I want to put it in D because of that. But then it kind of like ruins the lore at the same time. So maybe we put it in E. E+. We'll put it in E+. Undertale. Now this is one of them games that's got a kind of rabid fan base, but it is a pretty good game. The music is especially amazing. There's a few tracks that will make me have a little cry. So I'm going to stick it in A tier. Despite the rabid fan base. Quite a fan of that. Vagrant Story. I've not played it. Looks amazing. Not sure if I ever get around to it. Valkyria can go into here. Valkyrie Profile I want to play. I was put off by Valkyrie Profile 1 because it has one of them timers hanging over it. And I didn't play it enough to really judge, but I want to say it's like a C tier game, maybe, or B. But I don't feel like I can judge it hardly enough because, yeah, I'm not licensed to judge it. Well, I didn't play Redemption, but Bloodlines is really, really good. Go straight into A tier. It might even be S, but it is pretty buggy, even though it's been fixed to this day. As far as I know, people are still patching it. You don't get many RPGs set in like the real world, modern day. Well, it was modern day when it came out, kind of. I do like that one a lot. Oh no, the Witcher trilogy. This one is going to make people very mad with me, but I think it's like a C tier game. Combat's pretty awful. Story's not as good as people say it is, but it's alright. Exploring can be fun, I suppose, but I just don't really get the fascination with Witcher 3. Whereas Witcher 2 didn't play. I played a bit of Witcher 1, and it feels like a D tier game, but I still can't judge it enough. I'll put it into haven't played. The Wizardry series. Ooh. I am a big fan, although this sort of early days, 1, 2, and 3 are kind of the same. Didn't play 5. I heard 4 is really weird. Put these ones in here and put 1 in A tier because maybe put it in B tier. I feel like A tier because it's so, what's the word? Seminal. It's like one of the earliest dungeon crawlers that was on the Apple II. It came out in like 1981. Pretty much a lot of games owe it. So it's like a B tier game, but A for its legacy, I guess. I like how this list says no remakes, yet there are 2 remakes on this list. Yeah, I don't know. And it says no MMOs, and there is an MMO on here. Dragon Quest X. Wizardry 6, 7, and 8. These are like... I want to say... A tier. And then 8 maybe in S tier. But I haven't finished it, so I'm not sure if I can really judge that much. I've got pretty far in it, and it is one of the best CRPGs I've ever played. 6 characters, billion different class, race combinations. There's gnomes. You can even have fairies in your party. Why not? How many games let you have a fairy in your party? Come on. A fairy ninja at that. I think Fairy Ninja has the best weapon in the series. Good luck getting one to live though. 8 if you include the... Yeah. You make 6, but then you can hire 2 more, which is pretty cool. Big fan of Wizardry 8. Plus, you can start in either of them, or start in 6 and import to 7, then import to 8. But you're going to be burned out by then, because they are not small games. Not by a long shot. Xenoblade, I've heard is really good, but I haven't played them. Xenogears, I'll put that on the want to play. I don't like how RFS81 can't use magic despite being a monk. He's a robot. Leave him alone. Xenosaga? I tried Xenosaga 1 and I liked it. But it changed perspective, or point of view, I should say, all the time, and it kind of put me off. Like if it stuck with the main character more, it would be really good. But it felt like it swaps your point of view like 3 times in the first hour. I mean, I liked it a lot. Didn't finish it. What I did play was like A tier, but the constant POV swapping makes me want to say B tier. Maybe if I played more of it, it would go up to A. We'll leave it in B for now. Xenogears is easily one of the best games Squaresoft has ever made by far. Really? Okay. I think I did try it very, very briefly, and it didn't quite click for me, but I would like to revisit it one day. And then, last but not least, we have Yeek. Oh, I watched VTuber Varidetta play that, and it was pretty hard to watch. Not her, but the game. Oh, it's like F tier. Can we put it in F tier? No, I didn't play it. But it is like F tier level. And then we have the Ys series, which I've never touched. So we'll just stick them into it. If anyone knows a good Ys game to start with, let me know. But yeah, there we go. That is the Ultimate RPG tier list maker. Arcanum wasn't on there for some reason, and I'm sure there was a lot of other games that were missing from there. Like FF9 was on there, 5, yeah. FF2 and 3 I didn't think were on there either. Unless it was, I just didn't recognize the box. But I do like 2 and 3. I think 2 slightly more than 3. That's a lot of games, it sure is. I just picked the most bulky tier list I could see, just so we could do a little fun activity. I've been recording it as well, so I'm going to post that maybe. It's going to be like an hour and a half just talking about tier list. I like how it excludes SRPGs, yet it has Dragon's Crown, which isn't even an RPG at all. True, and it, I don't know. I didn't make the list. I just tiered them. So that's my feelings. Some of these are subject to change, and some of them I want to give another shot. Maybe FF13 will go up when we eventually try it again, but I don't know. There we go. I'm going to go to the restroom, and anyone watching in post, have a lovely night.